He's saying I'm your colors.
All right, we're going to go ahead and go. Yeah, this does not work, but I have to have it. It's my security blanket. And we're off. This is going to be some really interesting content here in the next 15 minutes. I have a feeling, and yes, 15 minutes. And this is going to be unscripted, which probably makes Dr. Tucker very nervous. No, but in all seriousness, no, I'm really going to hold this. He's recording it off his phone. Okay? But no, we want to thank everyone for being here. Obviously, this is a Teacher of the Year luncheon we will never forget. Things happen, and we do want to thank Morgan and the guys up here at Conrad's for being so accommodating. The good news was, as he shared with me, all the food had been cooked, and we're going to look at the glass half full right here today. So the program's obviously now going to look a little bit different in the fact that we do not have power to introduce our nominees on our video. I do want to share, though, that those will begin being pushed out on both Facebook, Twitter. You'll see those in their entirety and uninterrupted here over the course of the next week or so. So we cannot express enough. Not only our nominees help with getting those videos shot, but when you see those videos, you'll see the kindness that those that recorded those messages displayed, and just how excited those people were to share words for our nominees. It's powerful and very much appreciated. So I'm going to have Dr. Tucker come forward. I don't know if he's going to hold the mic or not. I'm going to have him share a few words.
My other prop is usually a coffee cup. I don't have coffee right now, so this works. Thanks for your flexibility. Can I tell a quick story? Since we don't have videos to watch, I was sitting back in the corner before the blinds were open, and I'm like, oh, this reminds me of growing up. So some of you know I was homeschooled. During the day, we had no power or electricity. So when I would sit with my mom, usually at a table in our room or in the dining room somewhere, this was kind of our setting, sitting around. No lights on, no nothing, no videos, no TV, no anything, just doing our lessons by correspondence every day, day in and day out. We were fortunate to have electricity at night, so then my dad or my mom would say to me or my brother, go outside and turn on the generator. We'd kick on the generator for a few hours, turn on a little video or something like that, and then by usually about 9 or 10 o'clock, it was time to power down. That was our routine day in and day out. Did that for first grade, second grade, third grade. So when this happened and the blinds kicked open, hey, this reminds me of my childhood. Thanks for letting me share that story.
Well, you have another one?
On a serious note, last week when we gathered with our support staff, appreciate Lynn and Dallas for their help. And it's subtle, but the flower that's in the middle, we did want that to memorialize or represent Dr. Beth Heidi. And so last week the color was pink, and we read kind of what that symbolized. This week it's yellow, and so I wanted to share a little bit about that. This rose represented is for Dr. Beth Heidi, former Assistant Superintendent for Liberty Public Schools. Yellow represents friendship, joy, caring. It conveys warmth, delight, gladness, and affection. And it also stands for remember me. What a fitting tribute, even in the dark. As we pause for a few moments, break bread together, fellowship one with another, make connections, roll with it when we need to roll with it a little bit. But as I was thinking about last week's pink rose as well as this week's yellow rose, last week I shared with the support staff that, yeah, those characteristics that each of the roses represent, you probably can link up to one or two of those characteristics. whether you're an administrator or a teacher, at some point along the way, someone saw some of those characteristics in every single one of you. And so A, congratulations on being in your recognition this afternoon in Teacher of the Year in your various buildings. But B, and this would be my challenge for us, as we leave today and you see this remembrance or this token of the recognition of the award, I would challenge us all to look for those attributes and characteristics in other people. Because you can probably recall someone that you've crossed paths with that said, hey, you know, I really appreciate you for this. Have you ever thought about being a teacher or an administrator or a principal or a counselor or a coach? I know I can think back on teachers, friends, family members, people that I worked under in a pharmacy, and the boss that I had at that time that was pulling out some of those characteristics in me and really fueling that. So for us, as we think about what the yellow rose represents, and last week what that pink rose represented, I would challenge us all to find those characteristics and opportunities to speak into others, but at the same time, to draw out those leadership capabilities for that potential that exists. Some of you teachers have student teachers, and you're going to see them in the classroom. You're going to work with them incredibly close over the last few weeks and the rest of this year. Can we do that with them? Can we do that with our students? Can we do that with one another? So on behalf of our board, Nick Bartlow is here, Kimberly Graham is here. Congratulations, thank you all. You are the cream of the crop as it relates to this recognition this year. But there are so many others that have received it in the past as well, and that possess some of those same characteristics. So on behalf of all of us, congratulations.
Thank you, Dr. Tucker.
Here we introduce to you the 7 teachers that make up this year's 2020 Liberty Public Schools Teacher of the Year class representing our secondary schools. We begin by taking you to the Liberty Academy and introducing you to alternative education teacher Summer Kelly.
Summer is extremely deserving of this honor as she really personifies everything that we do at Liberty Academy and why it's so important for us here. From a professional standpoint, from a mentorship standpoint, from an instructional standpoint, from a relationship with kids standpoint, from a project standpoint, everything that we value here, she exceeds at. And not only that, she's a mom to a lot of our kids. She goes out of her way every day and every evening to make sure kids have everything they need for their projects. And she's just an unbelievable colleague, an unbelievable person. A highly functional adult, and we're lucky to have her because she's giving everything she has and giving all of her skills to us and our kids, which we're extremely lucky to have.
Introducing from Liberty North High School, PE teacher and football coach Greg Jones.
Greg Jones is an incredible person in terms of leadership and caring and love and commitment for what he does for his students and for our staff. Greg spends a lot of time working with students in leadership capacity, but he also brings that to our staff as well. He led a professional development opportunity at the beginning of the school year this year and provided our staff with some really valuable lessons. Greg is a leader on the field and in the classroom, and he just shows that through every action that he takes. His commitment to students and his team is second to none. He's got a love of sports. He challenges not only himself, but his students every single day and his teammates. Greg is fantastic. He's outstanding, and we're honored to have him on our staff.
We next head to Blue Jay Country and introduce you to math teacher Sandy Reagan.
I've known Sandy Reagan 6 years, and upon first meeting her, what's so great is she's unassuming. And you don't really know how great she is until you get in her classroom and then talk to her students and talk to her colleagues. I remember one year she said, I want to be able to connect with my kids a little bit more outside of the classroom. So she made a commitment to go to outside activities. So then the next day or in the subsequent weeks, she could say, hey, I saw you in the play. Hey, I saw you at the basketball game. And that's probably the best part of Sandy Reagan, is that not only is she the consummate educator, but she's the consummate relationship builder.
From Discovery Middle School, art teacher Ann DEAVER.
I have had the pleasure of teaching with Ann for almost 20 years. dating all the way back to the old junior high, when it was still the old junior high. And I can say she is one of the most phenomenal art teachers I have ever come across. I've had a daughter who has grown up and had various art teachers too. What she brings to the classroom is absolutely above and beyond what you can even imagine she can do with students, and she produces, what she gets them to produce is just beyond the imagination. And it doesn't stop there, because she is an incredibly positive person, and she is incredibly kind, and she thinks those are two qualities that really need to happen throughout the school. And so she comes up with constantly different programs and different ways to get everybody involved in being kind and being positive, and trying to get students and other adults to see how important that is throughout the building.
Representing Liberty Middle School, theater teacher Christine Gregoire.
Chris Gregoire was my mentor teacher when I first started teaching, and is the model for so many things within the teaching profession, which is why she's so deserving of Teacher of the Year. The way she engages students on a day-to-day basis, I think, is unparalleled in some other classrooms. She always makes sure everybody is with the group and that they're being pushed to their potential. Every time I talk about lesson planning with her, hearing her describe her classroom just pushes me that much more to try to be better at my own job. And that's what I really think a Teacher of the Year should be. Someone who is the role model, exemplifies their craft, and pushes others to be better.
From South Valley Middle School, science teacher Brittany Paddock.
Brittany's super innovative and awesome with the kids. All the kids always love her, and she's always willing to help out anybody and everybody in any way that she can. Yeah, so Brittany's my neighbor at school, and we both teach 6th grade science, and so this is my 3rd year working with her, and as a first year teacher, she stepped up to the plate and helped me out more than I could ever ask, and has always been bent over backwards to help out with me with anything that I need, whether it's curriculum or just personal life. She's always been incredible. With the kids, she's always helped out the students who need the extra little push and support, and goes above and beyond anything that she has ever been asked of.
And from Heritage Middle School, math teacher KRISTIN Smith.
KRISTIN is such a dynamic teacher. She is able to take projects that might have seemed like boring math stuff and make it interesting for all students. She likes to bring the real world into it, so she tries to relate all the math to something that's actually happened in real life. And she also has such a good relationship with her students. She's so positive and cares about what's going on in their home life, like if they're into sports or if they're into gaming or anything. She's always talking to them about things that they do outside of school too, which makes her a fun teacher to have and someone who gets to know them personally.
As you just witnessed, 7 amazing representatives from our secondary schools as this year's Teacher of the Year nominees. Congratulations to them all.
Are you sure you don't have another story?
I can always wing it.
What we're going to do now is, and actually Dr. Tucker, I'll have you come forward, and I think we have a board member that will hand out our awards first for, we're going to start with secondary here this afternoon, and then Kimberly Graham is here, Board of Education. Thank you for being here. Also Mr. Nick Bartlow, he will come up here in a moment and assist in handing out the awards for our elementary and early childhood. So I'm going to go ahead and introduce each of our nominees. If you'll come forward. Come forward, accept your award one at a time. We'll give you a big round of applause. Okay, so let's begin with Miss Ann DEAVER, art teacher, Discovery Middle School. Next, Miss KRISTIN Smith, math teacher, Heritage Middle School. must say, Ann just asked me, she said, do I need to go stand over there? And I was like, at this point, go stand wherever. Next, from Liberty Middle School, theater teacher KRISTIN Gregoire. From South Valley Middle School, science teacher BRITTANY PADDOCK. From Liberty High School, math teacher Sandy Reagan. From Liberty North High School, PE teacher and football coach, Coach Greg Jones. And from the Liberty Academy, alternative education teacher, Summer Kelly. If you can see them, let's give these guys a big round of applause. And
we introduce you now to our 2020 Teacher of the Year nominees representing Liberty Public Schools at the elementary level and early childhood center. We begin by taking you to Ridgeview Elementary and introducing you to first grade teacher Gretchen KLINEFELTER.
Gretchen and I have taught together 17 years here at Ridgeview, and she was on the team when I came. She's always been very approachable, very knowledgeable, very wonderfully natural with kids. And she, in my opinion, is one in a million. I told her the other day she has what it takes to go all the way with this. She is a go-to person on our team. She's involved in all levels. She's active on the school leadership team, and she is also on the district curriculum council. And so with parents, she's a compassionate, knowledgeable, easy to relate with kind of teacher. With the kids, she's a natural. She's quick-witted, just knows how to ask wonderful questions to get them engaged and to pull out what they know.
Representing Lillian Schumacher Elementary, ELL teacher Julie Gosnell.
Julie Gosnell is a teacher that I was able to hire and bring here, Lillian Schumacher, and she started with us as a first grade teacher. And I just remember always going into her classroom, and anytime I went in there, I felt such a sense of calm. And I knew that we had a caring individual that was dedicated to helping her students grow and move forward. When she took over as our ELL teacher, that role and that passion for kids has just expanded. And she's become a true leader in our building, leader for kids. She's championing children and their families to help them achieve their fullest, and has become an advocate, not, like I said, not only for kids, but for their families all throughout our entire school.
From Manor Hill Elementary, third grade teacher Kelly Owen.
Well, I want to tell you about Kelly Owen. Kelly and I have been teaching together for 10 or 11 years now. I can't even keep count. We started together at Schumacher, and she's such a great collaborator and so fun to work with that when she transferred to Manor Hill, I followed her a year later, and our teamwork has only grown stronger over time. She always has great ideas and is always willing to share and works to take education to the next level for her third graders.
And I think Kelly is very deserving of this because she's one that goes above and beyond in everything. You know, she comes in on the weekends to get her lesson plans ready. She comes in, you know, to decorate her classroom for every holiday and just make that really special for her students. And she definitely has their best interest at mind in all that she does, and just puts in that extra effort to, you know, make them be engaged in their learning. So.
Representing Franklin Elementary, 4th grade teacher Vince Moore.
I know one thing, he's really good about making parents and kids feel very comfortable when they come into Franklin. I know the kids love being around him, even my students like seeing him in the hallway. I think he does a great job in the classroom. I think he expects a lot of his students, and I think they produce what he expects them to. This year, I get to see him in a different side. He's a parent. I have his son in class, and he's very supportive on that side too. So I think he's very deserving.
From Epic Elementary, 2nd grade teacher Carly BOGAARDS.
I have been teaching with Carly for 3 years at Epic. We share our Studio 2 classroom, and I have had a front row seat to watch her every day. Carly amazes me with all the things she does that she does for our students, our staff, and our families at Epic. She embeds technology and arts integration into our classroom curriculum to make it more engaging and effective. And she's always thinking about what's best for our students. With our students, she's caring and kind, and she treats them as people, not just as students. Carly loves what she does, and it shows. I call her kind of the superhero of our school, and every superhero has a cape, and I want to show you Carly's cape. It's also her recess attire, but she puts it on every day when we're outside. And Carly, she's the best.
Representing KELLYBROOK Elementary, 2nd grade teacher ALICIA NEWETT.
Well, ALICIA is definitely a change agent in our building, and she's someone who, when there's a new idea or something that she wants to try, she's not afraid to take risks. And she's also not afraid to take her colleagues along with her, so she's a fabulous collaborator. But in the opportunities that she provides for her students in the classroom, she provides these wonderful, authentic, experiential learning activities for her kids. And it just allows her to take her kids from that surface to deep to transfer learning. They love Mrs. NEWETT. The relationships that she builds with each of her kids are just amazing. The parents love her, and she's just a wonderful asset to our building. I can't imagine being the principal at KELLYBROOK and not having ALICIA as a member of my staff.
Representing Lewis and Clark Elementary, special education teacher JAYME HENNEGIN.
I've known Jamie for quite a few years. I started my career with her in another district, and we've done our master's degree together, so I know her as an educator and as a friend. She always has a plan A, B, C, and D ready to go for everybody, everything that comes in. She also does amazing professional development here at Lewis and Clark with conscious discipline, and is always a person that you can go to when you have an issue and you don't know what to do, and she'll sit down with you and make sure that you feel comfortable after you walk out of her room. So she's very deserving and a wonderful person here at Lewis and Clark, and we are so thankful to have her.
Representing the Dolphins of Alexander Doniphan Elementary, 5th grade teacher KRIS MCARTOR.
KRIS MCARTOR has been here for a really long time. She's a veteran teacher at Donovan. She's got lots of experience, but one thing I love about KRIS is she continually looks for ways to impact students and influence students in their learning. She constantly is looking for ways to make the environment inviting for students. She has flexible seating. She is constantly reflecting upon her practices and truly has the best interest of kids at heart at all times.
Representing our friends from the Liberty Early Childhood Center is early childhood teacher LOYDENA James.
Miss LOYDENA is always willing to step in whenever there's a need in the school. She's a great community person for that. She welcomes everyone. We have lunches in her classrooms when the students are gone, so she's always welcoming everybody, inviting everybody to have lunch with her. She collects a secret chocolate stash in her classroom that teachers are always welcome to come and grab a piece of chocolate if they need a pick-me-up throughout the day. She's always putting students first and she has great storytelling skills. We always enjoy listening to her tell stories and making the stories come alive.
We next take you to Shoal Creek Elementary and introduce you to 3rd grade teacher Suzanne Hudson.
Suzanne is a phenomenal human being. She has the biggest heart for everyone, and she really shows that with her students. She loves each and every one of them. She loves her job. She loves engaging them in activities. She is spending every night looking for fun new ways to teach them. She just gives her heart and soul to everything she does, including her classroom.
Next, we head to Warren Hills Elementary and introduce you to physical education teacher Grace Jaworski.
We all love Grace. She's just brought so many innovative and new ideas to our PE program and to our building. She just, I think it's important to her, and it shows that it's important to her that all kids, no matter their physical abilities or athletic abilities, have a chance to shine, and has brought many different activities to PE, activities teachers can do in the classroom, outdoors at recess. She's this year put sensory paths in our hallways that we see kids enjoying all throughout the day. She's just a good person to have here at Warren Hills.
Representing the Lions of Liberty Oaks Elementary, kindergarten teacher MERRITT BENTCH.
MERRITT has taught me how to teach kindergarten. I have had the privilege of teaching with her for the last 6 years. And when I started here, I knew nothing about kindergarten, and she filled in every single gap. She has been my mentor, and she's truly amazing. I'm gonna cry. Every day, kids are the most important thing to her, and trying to figure out where they're at and where they need to go to be successful in kindergarten is like her motto every single day. The expertise that she has and the past experience that she has working with special education services, she totally fills in the gaps and is an excellent resource for all of us.
As you have witnessed, an amazing collection of dedicated educators that make up this year's 2020 Teacher of the Year class for our 11 elementary schools and the Early Childhood Center. Congratulations, and we thank each of you for all you do.
Next, representing Early Childhood Center and elementary schools, let's begin with the Early Childhood Center Early Childhood teacher, LOYDENA James. From Alexander Doniphan Elementary, 5th grade teacher, KRIS MCARTOR. Just for you in the back, Mr. Bartlow just got a compliment on his socks. From Epic Elementary, 2nd grade teacher, BOGAARDS. From Franklin Elementary, 4th grade teacher, Vince Moore. We had one attendee that could not be here today, and that is ALICIA NEWETT from KELLYBROOK Elementary, 2nd grade teacher. She's home with a sick child. She has no clue what she's missing right now. So let's give her a big round. She is here from Lewis and Clark Elementary, special education teacher JAYME HENNEGIN. From Liberty Oaks Elementary, kindergarten teacher MERRITT BENTCH. Representing Lillian Schumacher Elementary, ELL teacher K-5, Julie Gosnell. From Manor Hill Elementary, 3rd grade teacher Kelly Owen. From Ridgeview Elementary, 1st grade teacher Gretchen KLINEFELTER. From Shoal Creek Elementary, 3rd grade teacher Suzanne HUDSON. And representing Warren Hills Elementary, physical education teacher Grace Jaworski. And here they are. New teachers that represent the Elementary and Early Childhood Center. Give them a big round of So as we wrap up, as Dr. Tucker was actually speaking just a moment ago, talking about being in the dark, I had this moment, and I get caught up in this as much as anyone else, about the glitz and the glamour and the videos. We didn't need that today, because we had these 19 people in the room. We didn't need it. We didn't need a fancy video or some of the fancy editing that goes into that. We had all of us just here present and being able to talk. That period of 10 or 15 minutes that we were in limbo was pretty cool. Just to hear people talking. And frankly, and I don't want to go on a soapbox, but we probably need more of that. It'd be nice if we could do that every day for 10 or 15 minutes. So that's what went through my head earlier. I know it's, and this is actually the cue for the lights to flip back on. But it's been enjoyable just being in your presence for the last hour and a half. So again, on behalf of Dr. Tucker, our Board of Education, we want to congratulate each of you. And yes, we will name a Teacher of the Year in a not selected date later this spring. But I want everyone to know and hear that that's not a day to celebrate one person. That's to celebrate teaching that goes on, awesome teaching all around the district. The reason you're in here today is because you were chosen by your peers, which to me is the best thing that could ever happen to somebody. So I always leave you with that. I know that we have a lot of deserving individuals that will take that torch and represent us at the state level. So if anyone else has any stories to share, we are going to dismiss here this afternoon. But again, thanks for being here and congratulations again.